Minutes. First race on the track for a post parade. Fortune's Fool, Beachmaster Keen, Outlaws and Legends.
Second time is a charm, we're going to say, here this afternoon at Washington Courthouse. Welcome to the Fayette County Fair. This is Ashley Daly. And who is joining me today?
It's Jeremy Moore, filling in for Michael Langer. Due to the cancellation last night, Michael had a prior engagement, so I said, well, I'm not doing anything. I'll hang out with Ashley.
Right, so this was our rained out card yesterday. We were supposed to start at 5 p.m. and here we are this morning at 11 a.m. bringing you 13 races, a mix of trotters, pacers, colts, and fillies. We've got 81 horses entered. I do think we have a couple scratches later on, and 41 trainers will be represented here this afternoon.
And then they're supposed to have the community night at the races. They do that every year with the Wiener Dog race finale and stuff. We were able to hold that over till today. They didn't say anything about the Wiener Dog races, but I think that's still
I think they are still go. When I heard yesterday afternoon when we decided we needed to cancel, that their Wiener Dog races are going to be after ours today.
Okay. Yep. So we got Bob Kendrick here again this year. Was a news broadcaster for Channel 6 News in Columbus. Him and his wife moved down here, and I think he retired, and they come out and join us every year for the races, and he has a good time.
Very cool. So we do have how many horses are out? A few horses are out. Pretty decently sized fields.
Yeah, today.
Here today, and our track looks nice. Our track looks good. Yesterday was maybe a little questionable.
Well, yes. And we got to give credit to Mark Winters, Brett Swartz, Chucky Bolin, and we'll talk more about that after we get the post-race from Doug Ballinger.
$554. This division for $7,277. Sponsored by Tony's Welding and Fabrication. A field of 7. They'll be at the gate in 3 minutes. These are the horses. Number 1 is Fortune's Fool, the driver Carson Conrad. Number 2, Beachmaster King, driven by Jeff Nicesonger. John Rayner drives the 3, Outlaws and Legends. Number 4 is Fear the Panda with Luke Hanners. Conley Newberry driving a 5, Call Me Charlie. Number 6 is Papa Verlin, driven by Colton Noble. And rounding out the field, number 7, Stapleton, Alex Hawk in the sulky. All races today are non-wagering events.
It was exactly what I was going to say, is we do not have any betting here today because of a conflict with another fair. So I'm sure Doug is going to try to put them right behind the gate. So we'll go ahead and take a look at our field of 7. This is going to be the first division of 3-year-old colt pacers going for a purse of $7,277. On the rail is Fortune's Fool, Carson Conrad, now in the bike for Brett Schwartz. This is a gelding by Rodeo Romeo. Still one that's looking for his very first lifetime win. However, taking a look back into his lines, he can put in some miles. 3 starts back at Scioto Downs and a non-winner is a 1. He did time his mile in 1:53.4 with a final quarter in 27.4.
The 2, Beachmaster King. He's going to get Jeff Nicesonger for trainer Mark Winters. Bring on the Beach Geldings, owned by Mitchell Bean, Jeremy McGraw, and Marna Sheehan. Winless this year, did have 4 wins last year.
Outlaws and Legends. John Renard trains and drives this gelding by Bit of a Legend, and he is coming off of a win at Scioto Downs in 1:54.2.
The 4, Fear the Panda, gets trainer Randy Smith. Amelia Smith owns the Fear the Dragon geldings. He's also winless this year, and he also had 4 wins last year.
Conley Newberry is going to drive the 5, Call Me Charlie, for Scott Ferguson. He did not start at all as a 2-year-old, only 4 starts so far at 3, and has not hit the board. He's been finishing at some distance. However, should mention in a qualifier back in early June at Hoosier, he went in 59.2.
In the 6, Papa Verlin with Colton Noble for trainer Susan Miller. She made the trip over from Indiana with a couple. We'll talk more about her in a little bit, coming off a second place finish over at Wilmington.
And Stapleton rounds out the field. Alex Hawk in the bike for Terry Thompson Jr. This is a gelding by Do Me That. Again, another one with 15 lifetime starts. However, has not had a win yet this year as a sophomore. Is looking to hit the board for the first time. So here is Doug Ballinger for the call of the first.
I'll stride at the start to 7, Stapleton. That's Beachmaster Keen along with Outlaws and Legends going right to the front. Fortunes and Fool from the inside comes out in third. Racing fourth, that's Call Me Charlie. He'll take a tuck and race fourth as they race into the opening turn. The opening eighth, Papa Verlin on the outside. Racing to the inside, Fear the Panda, the Trader Stapleton. Down the backside, going to the opening quarter. The leader by a length, Jump Nicehunger. Beachmaster Keen will guide him to the opening quarter. Fortune's Fool, Carson Conrad, racing second. Racing third, 2 off those leaders is Outlaws and Legends. Fourth into the turn, that's Call Me Charlie. Around the turn fifth, Papa Verlin by an opening quarter and an even 30 seconds. Trailing upfield, Stapleton front to back, 10 lengths will separate him. Beachmaster King fronts the field. Fortune's Fool right there second. Racing third, Outlaws and Legend out and on the move. Papa Verlin, Colton Noble now fifth, now fourth on the outside to the inside. That's Call Me Charlie moving to the outside. Fear the Panda trailing upfield. Stapleton, they're halfway home in a minute and 4/5 into the turn to the 5H. Beachmaster Keen has the lead and has it by a length. Fortune's Fool second, racing third, Outlaws and Legends. Papa Verlin is fourth, coming 3 wide. Fear the Panda was fifth, now fourth, now third on the outside. Moving to the outside, Stapleton. Call Me Charlie, the inside. Out and on the move of the outside. That's Fortune's Fool. The inside. Fortune's Fool. Beachmaster Keen around the far turn. Beachmaster Keen has it by a length on the outside. Off stride. Fear the Panda. They come to the top of the stretch. 3/4, 130 and 3/5. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It's Beachmaster Keen. Fortune's Fool on the outside. Second coming to the line. Beachmaster King to take the opener. Fortune's Fool second, going to be tight for third, either Papa Verlin or Stapleton.
Beachmaster King went gate to wire for Jeff Nicehunger.
It was 2 minutes flat. I did not catch. Did he give us our third quarter time?
1:30 and 3.
1:30 and 3. So that, talk about a very, very even rated mile there.
Yeah, doesn't get much more easier than that as far as figuring out those fractions, but yeah.
That was Beachmaster Keen's first win of the season. He was a pretty nice 2-year-old. Last year did make about $22,000. However, last 3 starts or so, he's been having some issues. So I'm sure Mark Winters. Okay, listen, the Jeff Nicehunger Mark Winters duo they tend to get it done. But he did stay flat and ended up being a win.
Yep. So yeah, I went to. He's raced mainly in the Southern Valley a lot last year.
Mark Winters did?
No.
Beachmaster King. Okay.
Yeah, Mark refuses to go down in the Southern Valley, and Chucky and I, we argue with him every time about that. You know, we're like, hey, we go down there, we make money.
That's the thing too. Is we always try to preface this. There's no circuit that's better than the other by any means. There's some that have, well. Oh, that's
Kendrick.
Not for us anyway. But anyway, the Southern Valley goes for a ton of money because they don't split as much as the others.
Right. They just don't have very many horses. A lot of traveling down there, and a lot of people don't train down that way.
Good point.
And that's why they don't get a whole lot of horses. But Southern Valley is very good. It's, I don't want to put it. Everybody gets along with everybody down there. There's really never any issues, and just a good circuit. Yeah.
So here is Jeff. Oh, seeing a truck. There we go. Here is Jeff back into the winner's circle.
Racing Association 3-0 Colt Base. Number 2, Beachmaster King. 3-0 Bagel to Son of Bring on the Beach. Michael Bean, Jerry McGraw. Thomas Sheehan of Kentucky. Mark Winters trains Jeff Nicehunger in the sulky. pacing a mile in 2 minutes. This race sponsored by Tony's Welding and Fabrication. Result of the first is official. Number 1, Fortune's Fool, to the 2, Beachmaster King, the winner. Number 3, Outlaws and Legends, 5. 4, Fear the Panda, 6. Number 5, Call Me Charlie, 7. 6, Papa Verlin, 3. And number 7, Stapleton, 4. A mile, 2 minutes, fractions of 30 and a fifth. 1 minute, 4 fifths, 1:30 and 3 fifths. Top down, 2:15, 6:73, 4 on the bottom. Second race up next. It's up in about 7 minutes.
So I was going to tell you real fast, we need to thank Mark Winters, Brett Swartz, Chuck Bolin, Larry Six. They worked on this track for 2 or 3 hours last night. Like I say, I got in here at 10 till 6, and they was already on the track working it. So they did a great job getting all those ruts out and stuff. And
Right, and I think you brought up a really good point. We had a lot of questions and a lot of comments yesterday that when we did decide to, well, I shouldn't say we, but Washington Courthouse decided to cancel because it cleared up. The sky did clear up after, but that doesn't mean it was safe or good track conditions, and that was when we put the horses and the horsemen first in making that decision. So,
and we don't have lights here, so we was going to run into darkness.
Gotcha.
Once we got the track ready, and I know you said over at Lebden, it got dark. Ellen's wind circle, the photos she took, you couldn't see the horse.
Right. And so thankfully we're starting early enough today. We're going to avoid that, and we actually have the water truck out at this moment. But before we take a look at race 2, it's going to be a field of 6, just one driver change. I think he just said Austin Hanners is going to be on the 2, but we will confirm that after a brief message from our sponsors.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions: TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
We are back, headed into race 2 here in Washington Courthouse. The Fayette County Fair is a little hot, I will say. Much different weather than what we were dealing with yesterday. Thankfully, this is a beautiful grandstand. It's got to be newer, at least done some remodels lately to it. Do you know?
Yep, I think we finally reopened it back up 2 years ago.
Gotcha.
It was closed down for a year or two as they was trying to redo it. The question was, do we tear it down, completely put a new one up, but everybody likes history, so they kind of kept the bones of it and stuff, and then just kind of redid the exterior, lowered the ceiling, the roof here a little bit, and so that keeps the birds out.
And you didn't grow up around here. You grew up on the Southern Valley Circuit that we were just talking about. But how long have you been around the Washington Courthouse area?
I've lived here all my life.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Listen, we learn something new every day. So you know the ins and outs of this track better than anybody.
Well, I've been around it a few times. Yeah. So I know the people here. Let's put it that way. Talking about history and things like that. So I've undertaken a project. We got at the new speed office. up there, and I wanted to do something in it. To kind of talked about a harness horseman's Hall of Fame
Okay.
type of deal, and we bounced around ideas on that, and just couldn't come up with something that I was happy with. So then I decided to get a list of all the trainers and drivers that's been here, and I've got 6-inch shirt template cutouts, wooden, and I'm going to paint all the collars,
Oh,
and we're going to line the wall up, kind of like a wallpaper border
Right.
in the speed office there.
oh, that's going to be so fun. Wow.
Yeah, and actually the day I took Dad up to the hospital, the day he passed away, he gave me his list of the people that he could remember. I'm working with Larry Richards, Kim Hemming of USTA. She's helping me out. I sent her a list of names for the collar cards for all the drivers. And she sent my wife a text back. She said, "Hey, I'll give him my Cash App account." She said,
Right.
"This is going to take some work
Right.
because I'm going back all the way to Kobe Turner. That's the guy that had no hands that drove."
Oh, I didn't know that. I've heard about him before, but I
Yep.
didn't realize. I want to keep talking about that, but I think Doug is going to take us to the post parade of the second already. Or maybe he wasn't. Or did he? I just heard on the track.
Yeah,
I
he was talking.
Listen, anyway,
Yep.
you kind of brought up a good point, though, is Washington Courthouse isn't necessarily one of the biggest fairs that we hear about on on any of the circuits
Yeah.
in Ohio in general, but there's still a lot of history and a lot of great horsemen that have come, and horses,
Yes.
that have come from here.
Yep. A lot of, big part of that's been Midland Acres
Yeah.
here. We used to have Fairchance Farm, the Cobb family. That was a big farm here for a while.
There's the bugle.
Yeah, but I don't see any horses post parading yet.
We're a little discombobbled because
Yeah.
we're trying to get through them a little quick today just because we don't have any betting here on site.
Here they come.
There we go. Conversation.
These are the
they really-
horses for
there
the
we go.
second
There's
place
Doug.
first division of the Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old filly pace. This division for 4,846. Blanket by Key Realty. A field is 6. Austin Hanners to drive the 2. Number 1 is Miss Dragon, driven by Dylan Fagan. The 2, Miss Barcelo with Austin Hanners. Alex Hawk, the 3, Hold My Halo. Number 4, Racing Like a Star, driven by Luke Hanners. Number 5 is Rising Fire, the driver Jeff Nicesonger. And number 6, Forever Girl, Ray Wilson in her sulky. Horse to take one score and go to the gate.
Gonna go right into them. So this is our first division of 3-year-old filly pacers, a purse of $4,846 on the rail. We have Miss Dragon, Dylan Fagan in the bike for Larry 6. This is a filly by Fear the Dragon, owned by Melissa Sword of right here in Washington Courthouse. Had 6 starts so far in the season, still looking for the first seasonal win. However, last time out, I think just got nipped at the wire at Wellston. Had a second place finish by less than a length in 2:06 flat.
The 2 is Miss Barcella. She's going to get the services of Austin Hanners for trainer owner Kevin Johnson. The Mr. Apples fillies had 2 starts this year. Had a DNF over at Wellston, a little mishap over there. Week before that, she was up at Scioto, or a couple weeks before that. Did draw the 8-hole, paced her mile 55 and 2.
Hold My Halo. Alex Hawk will be behind the lines for Brian Georges, another Fear the Dragon filly owned by Myron and Sharon Keister of Sydney. She is looking for her 3rd win here this afternoon. She's currently had 2 in a row at Lebanon and Wilmington. Of course, timed the faster mile at Lebanon, her last start out in 1:56 and 3 with a final quarter in 28. Already on the year, she's made over $20,000.
The 4 is Racing Like a Star for Luke Hanners. Trainer Ryan Holton, Racing Hill filly. She's owned by Jeff Fout Racing, Adam Friedland, and Hunter Holton. 7 starts this year, 3 wins. Last start coming off a win at Wellston in 2-2 with Hank Levan in the bike.
And Rising Fire is going to be leaving from our 5-hole. Jeff Nicesonger in the bike for Dan O'Mara, owned by Marjorie Paul Amos. This is a Catch the Fire filly. Recently, well, 2 starts back at Scioto, she actually was a 3rd place finish in the Buckeye Stallion Series.
And the 6th Forever Girl with Roy Wilson for owner-trainer Tommy Jones.
They're off in PC Nets. Hold My Halo along with Racing Like a Star. Battling for the lead. Miss Dragon on the inside. 3 wide into the opening turn. Miss Dragon on the inside. Up on the outside. Now taking a tuck. Hold My Halo. Miss Dragon has won the early battle. Racing Like a Star. Racing 3rd. Miss Barcelo 4th. Racing Fire 5th. Forever Girl trails the field 6th. Down the backside, going to the opening quarter. Miss Dragon, Dylan Fagan show the way. The outside, Racing Like a Star. Luke Hanners battling for the front end. Hold My Halo is 3rd by the opening quarter in 29 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. Miss Barcelo is 4th. Racing 5th, Rising Fire. And trailing a field, Forever Girl. Field of Pacers, straight alignment as they come on over to the halfway point. On top of the field, Luke Hanners Racing Like a Star. The 2-hole trip to Miss Dragon. Taking a peek to the outside. Hold My Halo now 3rd. Rising Fire will pick up that cover. Miss Barcelo to the inside. Forever Girl trails the field and moves to the outside. 3 in, 3 out, halfway home in 59 seconds to the 5/8 they go. Racing Like a Star has the lead. Hold My Halo coming after that leader. Rising Fire will come 3 wide for Nysonger. Miss Dragon is 4th. Miss Barcelo 5th. Forever Girl trails the field. They near 3/4. Racing Like a Star will guide them into the far turn. Hold My Halo is next. Rising Fire 3rd. Miss Dragon is 4th. 3/4 in 1:29. They circle the far turn and opening up. Racing Like a Star has a 3-length lead over Hold My Halo. Rising Fire is 3rd. They come to the top of the stretch. Racing Like a Star. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It's Racing Like a Star. Coming to the line. Racing Like a Star. Luke Hanners to take the first division of the 3-year-old filly pace. Hold My Halo 2nd. Rising Fire will finish 3rd. The mile 1:59 3/5.
Just a tick faster than our boys. Just gave us a 1:59 and 3. Racing Like a Star. Luke Hanners for Ryan Holden.
Yep. And they let the dust settle, and he came and controlled it from here on out. So nice filly. She's pacing 51 and 4 a few starts back.
I was going to say she is a very nice filly. We didn't get to talk. So I guess we got to start talking about our horses a little bit earlier because we really are rolling behind the gate today. But 2 starts back, which now would be 3. Her Buckeye Stallion Series, she did end up 2nd in 154 and 1. However, we should mention she was in very good company that night at Scioto. Bubbles Out has been strong in that Buckeye Stallion Series circuit. So the fact that she came in 2nd to that horse, I would have been all right with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially going for 20,000.
Yeah, it all counts in the paycheck, right?
No, that's right. So, and the veteran, old Ryan Holton, training with his son. His son owns part of this horse. So I wonder if Hunter gives Ryan if he gives him a hard time. Because if the roles were reversed, I'm sure
it'd be a little different, right?
Yes. I know with my dad, that's the way it was. Yep.
Trying to keep track here of what drive. Oh, here we go. Here's Doug.
First Division Ohio Fair Racing Conference. 3-year-old filly pace. This division for $4,846. Number 4, Racing Like a Star. 3-year-old Bay Philippa Racing Hill out of the Jenna's Beach Boy mare. Joe's Miss Daisy, 4th of the season for Racing Like a Star. Jeff Out Racing. Adam Freeland. Hunter Holton. Ryan Holton trains. Luke Hanners in the sulky, pacing a mile 1:59 3/5. This race sponsored by Key Realty. Results are official for the second race. Number 1, Miss Dragon 4. 2, Miss Barcelo 6. 3, Halo 2. The 4, Racing Like a Star, the winner. Number 5, Rising 3. Fifths. fractions of 29, 59 and 129. Top down reads 462, 135 on the bottom. Up next, the third race.
So we got 2 in the books out of, what we got, 13 today? Yep. 2 down, 11 to go. Racing like a star with the winner. First division, third race we're looking at. First division, 3-year-old trotting fillies. So we will take a look at them and have a few more stories when we come back after a few words from our sponsors.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Do you love horses and the outdoors? There are hundreds of immediate openings across Ohio for caretakers and grooms. Work with these beautiful animals every day. Health insurance, vision care, prescription benefits, and a retirement plan are available to those that qualify. Help care for these beautiful animals. Immediate openings across Ohio. For more information, visit ohiohorsejobs.com. That's ohiohorsejobs.com.
Here we are headed next into race 3 of 13, chugging right along today here in the Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse. Next up is the first division of 3-year-old filly trotters. Another nice purse, $6,691. I thought we were going to, what are you going to announce?
Oh, probably after this race.
After this one?
Yeah. So
See.
we're both trying to
I
listen
know.
to Bob Kendrick down there. They're giving away all these neat prizes. We got a kayak, a massage chair, TV, all sorts of things. So we got our tickets. We're listening for them. They're giving away a greenhouse right now.
And so I guess we can talk about a little bit more what community night entails. So this is in partnership. I'm going to base this off of what I know at Urbana.
Yep.
This is in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. The local Chamber of Commerce, they get a bunch of local businesses to donate really nice prizes. So in front of us, we are currently raffling off a greenhouse.
Yes.
They've got kayaks, they've got Yetis, they've got bikes and TVs. Like, they're very nice prizes. I even see, a weed whacker behind?
Something, yeah.
Right. So it's just fun. It's fun to get more people out to the races. And normally what they do is, of course, you automatically get a ticket when you walk into the grandstand. And I believe in years past, if you would bet, every time you go up to the betting window, you get a ticket as well for that extra oomph into, your luck. A little bit more.
Yeah. And then, so what it is, the local business here, Lisa Schwartz does a lot of this. So she puts a lot of work into organizing all this, amongst the other things that she does. Each business.
The many other things
Yes.
that Lisa does.
Businesses, they pay X amount of money, and they donate a big prize, and they get all this advertising. Mike Walkenberg gives rides in the starting gates for these people also. The blanket is included. And so, yeah, they do a lot of this, and people enjoy it. And I think last year or year before was the first year we got Bob Kendrick down here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, his wife graduated from one of the local high schools here, and she was a fair queen back in 89, 90. So that's his connection here.
Got it.
Yep.
So it usually is a huge night. Unfortunately, with the rain, we got a little mixed around. And then after is when we hold our wiener dog races. And before we went on air, Steve and I were kind of taking guesses on how many wiener dogs will show up today, just because it is a Thursday in the afternoon. Not sure how many people are working and now can't get away. So hopefully It doesn't seem to have made a huge dent in the crowd, though, in
No.
the grandstands at all. And we didn't know, we were hoping, listen, selfishly, that maybe the crowd would be down a touch so we had a better chance to win some prizes.
Yes, it's all about odds.
But
And I haven't looked on the other side of the grandstand to see what the crowd is over there. But yeah, on this side, nice little crowd. So let's look at the third race. We'll get them done
right,
first, and
before
then
we
we'll
keep yapping
chit-chat.
about them.
Yes. We got on the rail, Long Lake Sally with owner, trainer, driver David Meyer. Cones with Kelly Meyer, Team 6 filly. She had a win last year, made a little over 18,000. Just starting off this year with 3 starts. No wins yet. Coming off second place finish at Wilmington, 2-2-1.
And our 2-horse is LT by a Nose. Jason Beatty in the bike for Jessica Smith. This is a filly by Long Tom out of a Valley Victor mare, Smith Hall, owned by Jessica's daughter, Madison. She has 15 starts on the year, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 1 third-place finish to already bank $17,000. 2 back at Wilmington. She was a wire-to-wire winner in 2 minutes and 1/5.
The 3 is Bank It. Austin Hanner's going to be in the bike, and we'll talk about her after the post-parade with Doug.
The horses are on the track for the third race. First Division Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old filly trot. $6,691. Sponsored by Willis Clark Agency. Scratch number 5, Queen Catherine W. These are the horses. Number 1 is Long Leg Sally, the driver David Meyer. Number 2 is LT by a Nose, driven by Jason Beatty. Here's the 3, Bank It, Austin Hanners drives. Number 4, Strike a Pose, driven by Luke Hanners. 5 is Scratched, and rounding out the field, number 6, Fancy Prize. Casey Kelly in her sulky. Horse to take 1 score and go to the gate.
So we got the 3, Bank It. Austin Hanner's going to get the drive for trainer-owner Rory Moore. Rory's got a couple of them in here. Bank to Bank filly, 3 starts this year. Still has not hit the winner's circle yet out of the 2 years. Coming off second place finish at Wilmington. Just getting beat by 2 1/4.
Another Roy Moore trainee is our 4-horse Strike a Pose. Luke Hanners will now be behind the lines of this filly by Muscle Up the Goal out of a perfectly mare. Perfect Picture. Actually did have 12 starts last year as a freshman, but coming back a little bit stronger as a sophomore. Just 3 starts in the year. 2 of those have been wins, and she's made almost $5,000. But some tough luck. Her last start at Wilmington did make a break. However, 2 before that, she was a winner 2 in a row. So last win was at Ottawa, wire to wire in 2:03 flat.
And the 5, Queen Catherine W, is a scratch. The 6, Fancy Prize with Casey Kelly. Trainer Roy Burns, her dad, and also owns with Melissa Burns, a 3-year-old Enterprise filly. She's had 2 starts this year, coming off a win over at Wellston. 11 starts last year, a little over 11,000 lifetime.
So if you... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, no.
If anybody would like to follow along the program with us today, here is your reminder to head on over to harnessracingohio.com. Those programs are available and free to you for download about an hour before every single post. Now,
we're moving right along.
We really are moving right along. And what I was going to say is why I brought up the program, I think there's a lot of horses in here that could possibly want the front end. We have LT by Nose. His last win was wire to wire. The 4, Strike a Pose, shows some speed, wire to wire, and so does the 6, Fancy Prize, in her last start. So I guess we will see how it's going to play out for us. And this is the first division of 3-year-old filly trotters. Hopefully everybody stays flat. Here is Doug Ballinger with the call.
Here they come. And they're off. Bank It sent right to the front, to the outside of Bank It. A Strike a Pose to the inside. LT by a Nose. Fancy Prize on the outside. Long Leg Sally's off stride and they race into the opening turn. Up on the outside, Strike a Pose to the front end. Racing second is Bankett. Third on the outside, Fancy Prize. LT by a nose is fourth, and Long Lake Sally trails the field. Down the backside, trotting to the opening quarter. Strike a pose with the lead. Bankett is second, taking a tuck to a pylon. Fancy Prize third. LT by a nose races fourth. Long Lake Sally trails the field. They trot by the opening quarter in 31 2/5. Round the turn to the 3/8. Luke Hanner, strike a pose, show the way. Right there, second. His Bankett racing third. Fancy Prize, LT by a nose fourth, and Long Lake Sally can see them all. Passing the stands first time. They trot to the halfway point. On top of the field, the leader, strike a pose. Right there, second is Bankett. Third, Fancy Price. First up, LT by a nose was fourth. Now third on the outside. Long Lake Sally moves to the outside. 3 in, 2 out. They're halfway home in 102 3/5. To the 5/8 they trot. Strike a pose, has the lead upon the outside. Now second, LT by a nose. Bankett locked in third and is off stride. Bankett is off stride. Fancy Prize on the outside third. Long Lake Sally is fourth. Across the backside they go. Strike a pose, Luke Hanners. Second, LT by a nose is only a length away. 3 lengths away is Fancy Prize. Long Lake Sally is fourth. Bankett is fifth. 3/4, 134. They circle the far turn with the lead. It is Strike a Pose by a length. LT by a nose second. Fancy Prize third. They're off the turn. They're on their way home in a 3-year-old filly trot. Strike a Pose has the lead. Coming after that leader, gives Luke Hanners his second winner of the day. LT by a nose second. Fancy Prize will finish third. The time 2:04 4/5.
2:04 4. What is our track record for trotters here? It is all age. We're not really close to it with our 3-year-old filly trotters. Our track record was set in 2022. Lena Stone with Jeff Nicear on the bike, of course, 158-2. So we are. It's a little wet. It's a little wet.
Yeah. I mean, come on, it's Lane Stone.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody that caliber
but
racing today.
I don't know. Strikeable, she looks strong. I don't think there was ever a point when I was totally worried about that filly at all. She looked good.
Yeah. So that makes her 3 out of her last 4. So the break at Wilmington probably something she didn't like.
It was before the gate too.
Yeah.
So it was never during the mile at all. But regardless, I do have unofficial 4-2-6-1 across the wire.
A couple of them run. Long Lake Sally made a break, and then Bankett made a break going down the backside. He was just sitting there.
I know, that's what and she kind of made a long break too. She didn't jump. She jumped off and stayed off. So I'm not sure what caused that. As soon as I saw that first runner in Long Lake Sally, I was like, I should have never said anything when I said hopefully they all stay flat. I should have known better than that.
Oh yeah.
Here is Luke, though, back into the winner's circle. Already his second victory of the day. That should be 2 back-to-back.
Here's your winner, the third race, first division 3-year-old filly trot for $6,691, sponsored by Willis C. Number 4, Strike a Pose. The 3-year-old bay filly by Muscle Up the Goal out of the Perfectly Mare. Perfect Picture. Her third win in 4 starts this year on a partnership of Rory Moore. Susan Sandstrom of Ohio, Rory Moore trainers, goes third with a 4, Strike a Pose. The mile 2:04 4/5. Here's the way they finish. Number 1, Long Lake Sally, 4. 2, LT by a nose, 2. The 3, Bankett, 5. Number 4, Strike a Pose, the winner. 5 was scratched. Number 6, Fancy Prize, 3. The time 2:04 4/5. Fractions of 31 2. 102 3 134. Rechecking 425. 1 scratch 3 on the bottom. Button area, we're ready for the 4th. Bring them right on for the 4th.
Doesn't seem like we have any changes in the 4th. This is a very short field, and now we think we're going to be able to hear you on a different mic, right?
Yeah, I talked to Doug this morning, and was talking about different headsets and stuff, and he said, would you be interested in calling a couple races? So yes, I'd like that opportunity, and So I'm going to jump up on the microphone for a couple races, and I don't know if he's going to come down here and join with you or what he's going to do. But
I say you're really turned into a jack of all trades, aren't you, in the harness racing world?
The way I figure is, on a good day, I'm an average trainer. On a good day, I'm a below average driver, and I know it. So I got to find something I'm halfway decent at. I mean,
no,
yeah.
And I will say, I'll give you all the props, though. We heard you at, was it Wilmington?
Yeah.
You did a very good job.
Thank you.
Is this your first year really doing it?
Wilmington was my first time.
That's what I thought. No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Jeremy, you were there for a minute. I had to really listen for the voice between you and Brian. And I love listening to Brian, too. So you two are very, very good. So we're going to wish you the best of luck and send you upstairs for a couple races.
All right.
Thank you. So there we go. We're going to next turn the page for race 4, the first division of 2-year-old colt trotters. I will introduce you to the field after a brief message.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Make summer memories this year at the Ohio County Fairs. The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association will be live streaming every race this year, and we want you to be there. Be a part of the excitement with the 2025 Ohio County Fair Racing Passport. Stop by the OHHA broadcast location in the grandstand to pick up your passport and stamp. Get stamps at every fair you attend. Prizes will be awarded to those that attend the most racing programs. Get your passport at the first fair you attend or call the OHHA office at 614-221-3650. Harness Racing, the fastest ride at the fair.
Up next, we finally have our 2-year-old stepping out on to the track. 2-year-old colt trotters up first. First division, purse of $6,950. This is a very short field in comparison to what we have been watching lately. So just 4 horses. Right now I have no driver changes. No changes at all, I should say. So here is another reminder, some housekeeping. Head on over to harnessracingohio.com to find the program and follow along with us during any of our fairs. Thinking about all the fairs that we do, of course, this was our rain out from yesterday. The card that we are doing today was originally supposed to go to post at 5 p.m., and we are rolling right through them today. Headed into, again, race 4. We have non-betting, and that is playing a factor into why we are going so fast behind the gate. And do I? Yeah, I say I have the pleasure of having Doug Ballinger. Doug gets a break from the mic.
What's that?
You're getting a break. Well, you're getting a break from the announcer's mic, and now you're going to jump on air with me. So Jeremy's done it. I didn't realize. So I thought this was his first year. And he said, oh, no, Wilmington was my very first call.
Oh, yeah, very first. He did a great job.
He did, by far.
And I'm sure it's going to be a thrill for him to call here at his home fair today.
Good point. Yep.
And he seemed pretty calm.
I think I'm telling you, I just told him, I was so impressed with him at Wilmington.
Yes, he did a great job.
Brian George is also does Wilmington. I love listening to Brian.
George does a great job for only doing one fair like that.
Yes, both of them. All right, but let's throw it over to Jeremy.
Versus $6,950. The 1, Bunsen, with David Meyer. Two is Kifero with Chucky Bolin. The 3, Tony Paco with Jeff Nysonger. And the 4, Drinks on Royal Ray, Jason Beatty in the sulky. We'll just take a quick score and go directly to the gate.
Doug, we've been commenting this whole time. We're really rolling them today, aren't we?
Yes, yeah. Should be able to roll them. A lot of them had to get to Scioto tonight.
Good point. I didn't even think about that.
It's too bad. This is a big day. We got a nice crowd today. Lisa and everybody involved does a great job for the community. Morning at the races, I guess you would call it today, and then they're going to end it with a wiener dog race. Wiener take all, $1,000.
Now, really? Oh, my goodness.
$1,000.
Sometimes that's more lucrative than, like, the ladies' pace.
Yes, yes.
But we were saying, we talked about the wiener dogs are going to be after our races today. Do they have a traveling gate for the wiener dogs now?
Yes, they do. I don't have if it's in the Huff Guide, I don't have mine down here with me.
Because they're everywhere. It's a little bit of the OCRA.
It might be up front. I know Lancaster's going to have it. I think Troy.
And the hometown is really big in the wiener dog circuit.
Okay, right there you go.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 11 fairs participating
and
this
next
year.
There'll probably be more. Lancaster will have it. That'll end things at Lancaster.
That is very cool. I'm going to say there's another, what is today? The 16th? Is today the 16th? 17th. I don't know. We have them today at Washington Courthouse.
Bucyrus is having
and then Bucyrus has theirs tonight,
if
too.
If there's any other fair boards out there listening, you want to know how to put on a wiener dog race, come here because Lisa Swartz does it right. She is an organizer.
Yeah, very much so. We had a...
So, John Ingram is our starter today. Field of 4 getting ready to go to the gate. Like you say, we're wasting no time here.
You want to start on the rail?
From the rail, it is Bunsen. David Meyer drives the 2-year-old Bay Colt by Team 6. Has a win in 3 starts this year.
And our 2-horse is Curifero. This is a Charles Bolin in the bike for James Bolin Jr. coming off of a 3rd place finish at Wilson in 2:10.4.
Jeff Nysanger already has a win on the day, drives the 3 Tony Paco, the 2-year-old Bay Colt by Marseille. $5,000 yearly purchase for Robert Werner, looking for his 2nd win of the year.
And Jason Beatty in the bike for Roger Hughes Jr. Drinks on Royal Ray, looking to go 3 in a row. Has gone back-to-back and is 2 for 2 so far. Let's roll it up to Jeremy for the call of the 4th.
They're off and trotting from the far outside. Drinks on Royal Ray. In between horses, Tony Paco. Cafiro gets away 3rd, and Brunson is the early trailer. They head into the first turn. Drinks on Royal Ray. Jason Beatty get the lead. Off stride went Tony Paco. Cafiro inherits 2nd place. 3rd is Bunsen. And trailing the field now is Tony Paco. They head to the quarter pole. Jason Beatty, he's got Drinks on Royal Ray on the front end. He's going to call the shots. Tightening up 2nd is Chucky Bolin and Cafiro. Back at 2, back to Bunsen and David Meyer. Opening quarter in 32 seconds. They head down the far turn. It's still Drinks on Royal Ray. Royalty for Life Colts cuts him out. Sitting 2nd is Cafiro. Gap of 4 back to Bunsen. And off chin is Tony Paco. They head in front of the stands and the fans for the first time. It's still Drinks on Royal Ray. Cafiro content to sit 2nd right there. Closing the gap 3rd is Bunsen. And trailing the field, Tony Paco. They go the half in 103 flat, heading toward the 5/8 mile marker. It's still Drinks on Royal Ray. Nobody's yet to make a move on him. Cafiro's 2nd. Bunsen sitting 3rd. Tony Paco's going to have to wait for Eaton next week. They head down to the 3/4 pole. Drinks on Royal Ray. Heading them that way. Cafiro looking to come to the outside. Bunsen trying to close in 3rd. Tony Paco trails. They'll go 3/4 pole. Whips up on Drinks on Royal Ray. 3/4 and 135 and 3. They head down midway through the final turn. Drinks on Royal Ray. Off stride on the front end. That gives Cafiro the lead. Bunsen 3rd. They head down to the stretch. Drinks on Royal Ray. Cafiro in the middle of the track inherits the lead. Here comes Bunsen on the outside. Cafiro on the inside. Bunsen on the outside. Bunsen's going to get the win for David Meyer. Cafiro 2nd. Drinks on Royal Ray 3rd.
Was it 2-0?
208, I believe he said. 32, 103, 35, and 3, 208. Looks like it was going to be drinks on Royal Ray, actually, all the way around.
I know.
Till midway around that turn, and he jumped it off. Shows no brakes. Nice qualifying mile at Scioto. Came back and got a win at Wilmington of 204. Line to be announced at Lebanon. I don't know how good your memory at Lebanon.
Where are we at?
At Lebanon.
Mine shows a win. Maybe you got your program. They got their program before we had some finalization.
Okay.
So we did have a win. He was a winner at Wilmington in 2:07 and 2. Maybe we should mention we had a little bit of a cloud burst. And these are 2-year-old colts, right? They're trotters, and maybe that played a factor because we had two make breaks, so our 3-horse and our 4-horse that don't show it in their lines at all. But again, around that final turn, it's kind of makes you want to put your head up against a wall, seeing them do that kind of stuff.
So Bunsen, the 2-year-old bay colt by Team 6, a $3,500 blooded horse sale purchase. Out of the Tom Ridge mare, Desired Outcome goes 2 for 4 on the year. Julie Meyer, Sydney, Ohio, along with Kelly Meyer of Versailles, Ohio, owns.
We did get to watch Bunsen make his debut at the Salina Matinee.
Okay.
Why I remember this, he had a really nice mile at his very first debut at Salina, which would have been, May, the first weekend of May, I think. So it's been some
roughly
time.
May 10th, 12th, yes.
But good to see him with another win. His very last start out at Wilmington, it was pretty nasty, so I'm sure Dave Meyer is much happier with this start.
By Julie Meyer, Sydney, Kelly Meyer, Versailles. Team 6 gelding out of the Tom Ridge mare Desired Outcome. 3 starts this year, second win of the season. Time of the mile, 8 flat.
This race sponsored by Awesome Real Estate.
Results are official. The 1, Bunsen, is your winner. The 2, Cafiro, second. The 3, Tony Paco, 4. The 4, Drink, third. Quarter 32, half and 103. 3/4, 135 and 3. Time of the mile, 8. Top down, 1, 2, 4, 3. 5th race come.
All right, so we will kind of run through that just a touch for you. It sounds like we're having some speakers break up. So our quarter times were 32 to the half and 103, 3/4 and 135 and 3, and that final mile time for Bunsen was 2:08 flat. We are going to turn the page to race 5. Our first division of 3-year-old colt trotter is going to have a field of 6 now go behind the gate. Do you have any changes?
I have Tyler Tinch driving the 4 Hill Fire. Tyler Tinch, the 4 Hill Fire.
Perfect. So just one change for our field of 6. Doug and I will introduce you to the field after a brief message from our sponsors.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio. Donation to PACER. Donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614. Website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale in Harrisburg during the Cool Winds of November.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
I bet he called Greyhound and Dan Patch.
We're on here just reminiscing during our commercial break. Doug, you have some good memories of your time announcing, at least.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been around for 56 years. Terry Holt. Now they named the race last night. Gosh.
At Bucyrus, not
at Bucyrus. Yep. I got to look it up. I got to come up with that horse's name, isn't that? Anyhow, I said I did. I called the race in 1973 there. I'd have been 20 years old. That would have been my 4th year of announcing races. It's the only year I ever announced at Bucyrus, I think because it was so far. Matter of fact, I can remember I hired a kid by the name, younger than me, by the name of Jeff Picker. He had just got his license to drive me because I had to go to work early the next morning, and he got a speeding ticket on the way home. I can remember that. I got to look. But anyhow, I made the comment on the OHHA broadcast last night. I was home watching, and that I announced the race when Terry Holton broke the track record with, I'm going to come up with a name here real quick. Playboy Hanover.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of it. Playboy Hanover. He'd race in the jug. He was one of Terry's, probably maybe the best Terry had. But I made a comment that I announced a race the night Playboy Hanover broke the track record there, and Jay Wolf said, well, he's probably so old, he's called Dan Patch and Greyhound. I'm not quite that old.
Jay Wolf. I always like hanging out with Jay. He's a time.
But I can remember when I announced here, probably about the same time frame, 73, 74. I came here for 2 years. They would race 4 nights, and back then you wouldn't start till 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Really?
And we was on a bandstand over there in the middle, and it was just too far for me by the time I'd get home from work, or get from announcing races, had to get up the next morning to go to work. So I only did it 2 years. It's really ironic how things happen. I think it was 50 years later I came back here, and it was same thing at Circleville. That was probably the first paying fair I ever had. I'd ride with Bob Steele, general manager of Scioto Downs, and he got me the job. And I only did it 1 year. The next year they would race some afternoons. I just couldn't get off work. But 50 years later, I went back to Circleville. It's really weird how things happen.
How many fairs are you doing now?
I think 18.
18 this year?
Calling, but then with OHHA work,
more than that.
It might be 31. So.
Putting plenty of miles in, that's for sure. We were, I don't know, it was a couple of days ago in the office, so I had to work over the weekend as well. Since I've landed back in the States, I don't think I've worked less than a 10-hour day. So it's been pretty crazy and lots of miles, but this is what we do it for, right?
Yep.
Up next, we have race 5. Moving right along, first division of 3-year-old colt trotters. Looks like we are trying to gather for a post-parade.
Yeah, I think we got.
They all out?
Might be all out.
Got a field of 6 for this one.
The one actually is 90 proof. Pat Malloy Jr. trains and drives, and owns in partnership with Lisa Goslin, 3-year-old big son of Uncle Peter. Has 1 win and 8 starts, 8,000 this year, 22,000 lifetime.
Our 2-horse is Business Sense. Austin Hanners in the bike for Dan O'Mara. This is a chestnut gelding by Enterprise. Out of a Brank the Bank K mare, Penniless. And it sounds like Jeremy is calling them over for the post parade, so I will get back to horse number 2 in just a moment.
Horses are on the track for race number 5, 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot. purse of $6,798. Sponsored by Distran Steel. The 1 is 90 proof. Pat Malloy Jr. in the bike. The 2, Business Sense with Austin Hanners. The 3, Mr. Squeeze. He gets Carson Conrad. The 4, Hillfire. Driver change, trainer Tyler Tinch. The 5, Sneak Past Him with Colton Noble. And rounding out the field, Skyway Slick. Jason Beatty in the sulky. Or just take one score and go directly to the gate.
All right, finishing our thoughts on our 2-horse Business Sense. This is a red trotter. Did not start at all as a 2-year-old. Has 10 seasonal starts as a sophomore, but still looking to hit full to notch that first win. However, last start out at Wilmington did have a 3rd place finish in 2:01.4.
Carson Conrad drives the 3, Mr. Squeeze. Steve Carter trains. 3-year-old Bagel, the son of Muscle Up out of the Master Levesque mare. Master Sweetie, part-time stable of Michigan, owns 9 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, a 3rd. Lifetime 38,000, 56-1 at Scioto Downs this year for Mr. Squeeze.
Tyler Tinch trains and drives the 4 Hillfire. This is a gelding by What the Hill out of a Cantab Hall mare, Missing an Angel, owned by Blaze Racing out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Another one that did not start at 2, but is figuring it out right now at 3. Just 5 seasonal starts, but 1 win, 1 second, and has made $4,200 so far. 2 starts back at Wilmington, was a winner in 2:01.3.
Colton Noble drives the 5. Sneak past him for Jessica Smith. Jessica Smith, who Xenia owns. 3-year-old Bay Gelding by Marseille out of the Hanover mare. Speaker Hanover, a $17,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. 10 starts, has a 2nd and 2/3. Had a win last year as a 2-year-old, 2:05.1 at Wilmington. Just under $20,000 lifetime for the 5. Sneak past him.
And starting from the far outside is the 6, Skyway Slick. Jason Beatty in the bike for Bobby Joe Brewer. This is a brown long tom gelding. Oh no, colt, excuse me. He is still a colt. Out of a Dream Vacation mare, coming off of a win at Lebanon, went wire to wire in 159 flat. Final quarter in 27.4 there. 5 seasonal starts, 2 of those have been wins. And I got the lowdown earlier that this is Jason's favorite. He babies this horse in a way. Here they come. Here is our field of 6 for race 5.
They're off and trotting from the inside. 90 proof goes for the lead. In between horses, Mr. Squeeze. 3 wide up on the outside is Skyway Slick. Getting away 4th, Hillfire. Off stride goes Business Sense. And then it's Sneak Past them. They flip down to the backside for the first time. Up on the outside, Skyway Slick trying to make the front end. 90 proof yields for the pocket trip 2nd. Got Mr. Squeeze, and then Hillfire's 4th. And off stride trailing Business Sense. Just a quarter and 29 4 seconds. Skyway Slick, Jason Beatty on the front end. 90 proof sitting 2nd. He's 3rd. They head in front of the stands for the first time. All in straight alignment still so far. Skyway Slick on the lead. 90 proof sitting 2nd. 3rd, Mr. Squeeze. 4th is Hillfire. 5th, Sneak Past him. They go past the half-mile station. 1 minute flat. Jason Beatty, Skyway Slick, takes him to the 5/8 mile station. Pat Malloy still has to make a move. Mr. Squeeze looking to the outside 3rd. Gap of 2, back to Hillfire. First to move. Here comes Colton Noble. Sneak past him. They flip down to the backside. Skyway Slick with the lead. Here comes Mr. Squeeze. He was 3rd, now 2nd. Trying to go after the leader. Sitting 3rd now, 90 proof. Gap of 4, back to Sneak Past him. Hillfire, and then 131 and 3/5 to the 3/4 pole. They go around the final turn. Skyway Slick still on the inside. In between horses, Mr. Squeeze. 3 wide. Here comes Sneak Past him. 4th along the rail is 90 proof. And down the stretch they come. Skyway Slick, wire to wire. 90 proof on the inside. 3 wide. Sneak Past him. But it's going to be Jason Beatty, Skyway Slick. Time of the mile. 2-2 4/5.
202 and 4. Skyway Slick, another one. 3 wins so far in the year for him.
Skyway Slick, the 3-year-old brown colt by Long Tom out of the Dream Vacation Mare Short Vacation. Second win of the year, 4th lifetime. Was 3 wide into the opening turn. Actually made the top right past the opening 8th and really never looked back. Half in a minute, 3/4, 131 and 3, 202 and 4. We didn't quite catch that quarter time. Michelle Herman and Matthew Kistler own. Bobby Joe Brewer trains, and Jason Beatty drives the winner.
Going into that final turn on that back stretch, it didn't look like Jason was messing with him a little bit, just playing. I can't remember who was moving up. Who was first up? I can't remember. Was it our?
It was probably the 3 Mr. Squeeze, and Colton Noble really looked like he had a lot of trot with the 5 sneak past him. I actually thought maybe right at midway around the turn that he maybe was going to be the winner, but he ended up finishing 4th.
So Jason didn't really ask Skyway Slick until the final turn at all. And this is his favorite, to say the least. Bobby Joe was telling me they have all kinds of toys in this horse's stall.
Oh, really?
Toys, yeah, but I'll talk about a little bit about that. But here
he's a classy-looking devil.
He is. We'll throw it up to Jeremy.
Vacation Mare Short Vacation. Bobby Joe Brewer trains. Michelle Herman, Ohio. Matt Kiesler, North Dakota. Own Jason Beatty in the sulky. 3rd win of the season, 2 in a row in Ohio for Skyway Slick. Time of the mile, 2:2, 4/5. Results are official for the 5th race. Number 1, 90 Proof, 2nd. Number 2, Business Sense, 6. 3, Mr. Number 4, Hill Fire, 5. The 5, Sneak Past Him, 4. And 6, Skyway Slick, your race winner. 29 and 4 to the quarter, 1 minute to the half. 131 and 3, 202 and 4 is your final time. Recheck top down, 2-6. And 4 is your final time. Recheck top down, 2-6. 3-5. 6 race coming up. 6 race coming up.
Skyway Slick gets it done. Skyway Slick gets it done, but what I was saying is that this is one of Jason's favorites. So he's a colt, so a little bit mouthy. You know how that tends to be. It's still intact, still a stud, but they have all tends to be. It's still intact, still a stud, but they have all kinds of toys, whether they're hung up or laying all around his stalls. I sounded like he loved like squeaker toys, like dog squeaker toys. And so he is just a favorite. Jason had, I think she said, a love seat outside of his stall where he just hangs out with the horse.
Really?
He's a favorite. And it's hard. He was dark, though. Didn't he look awful dark for being listed as a brown horse?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He looked black to me.
That's what I thought.
We had one the other night at yeah, I don't know how many more he's out through the headset. Yeah, I don't know how many more he's out through the headset. I don't know if he's going to do another one.
He said he was just only going to do a couple, is what he's told me. So.
But yeah, we had one at Oak Harbor the other night, and Matt and I, Matt Clark said, "Boy, he sure looks black to me."
Yeah, I was gonna, not even Bay. That
would
horse
they change that much after you send things in? The color, would they change that much?
I don't know. I can't say that
That's
is
exactly
something
what
that
I
I
was
see
thinking.
often.
Good looking horse.
He is. It's hard to miss a black trotter.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And he is definitely listed as brown. So, but with that,
if he wouldn't make it, but it looks like he's going to make it. Looks like he's going to be a good one. The Amish love a black trotter.
Black trotters. Yep, they do. They do. Turning the page into the 6th race is going to be the 2nd division of 3-year-old colt pacers, a full field of 7. So we will have a trailer. Looks like you do have a driver's change.
I have Carson Conrad driving the 5 Secret Fire.
All right, so there was just a quick change for race 6, but join us back here after a brief message and we will take a deeper look.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Doug, I have a question for you. So we're sitting a little bit lower right here than you would announcing, of course, but we have quite the blockage with bleachers in the middle.
Yes.
What does it look like up there for you when you're trying to call the race?
Can see pretty well.
Can you?
Actually, can see it pretty well. The tough place I really have calling, they have bleachers like that at Croton, and we're clear up right on the track. The judges' stand is actually literally just about on the track, I believe. And they have big bleachers because they have that tug-a-truck pole there where they'll get 30 to 40,000 on that Friday night. That's a tough place to call a race. Now, if the camera, I'm sure throughout the days, showing the new infield judges' stand that they have, or announcer's booth, whatever it might be, they're probably going to use that for it's air conditioned. I guess we could have used it if we'd wanted to.
I thought you guys were in there last night, no?
Well, maybe we were going to be, and then it's pretty muddy around there.
Now we can't, yeah.
I guess. But I could take the air conditioning.
But hey,
but there's a nice breeze right now.
Now it is, but when we first sat down, that sun was blazing into the grandstand. It got a little hot a little quick, but now we got a little bit of cloud cover, and it's at least over the grandstand.
Let's take a look at this 6. Let's begin before the post parade because we got a field of 7. The one just like Lather, Colton, Noble, Christie, Noble Trains, 3-year-old Big Gilding up. Has 11 starts, yet to find a winner circle, 3 seconds, 2/3, 12,000 this year, 18,000 lifetime.
Cleveland Top Rookie is driven by Alex Hawk for Philip Groves, who also owns this 3-year-old gelding by Catch the Fire out of an artificial mare, Call Me Cowgirl. 10 seasonal starts with 2 wins, 3 seconds, and 1 third-place finish. Almost, well, just about $11,000 on the year. Recently at Lebanon had a third-place finish and 156-1. To take a step back from that at Wilmington, however, did go wire to wire and 157 flat. Final quarter in 28-3.
Number 3 is the 3-year-old Big Gold, son of Well Said, Z Said. John Renard trains and drives. Neil Leist and John Renard owned in partnership. 5 wins and 14 starts, 3 seconds and a third, 74,000 this year. Last time out, raced in the Ohio Sire Stake, finished 5th. Paced his mile in 1:52, the 3Z said.
So yeah, it looks like we're gathering but turning, not sure how many are out right now. I'll go ahead and introduce the 4. Looks like Grace Car Legend. Was that how you'd say that?
Yeah, they run it all together.
Lots of letters
they
run together
to
there. But Grace Car Legend, Dylan Fagan in the bike for Brett Schwartz. This is a bit of a legend gelding. Out of a sports rider mare owned by Schwartz, Racehorse Express, and Fagan himself. Did not start at all. It's now as a sophomore, but is still looking to hit the board. Best start was actually the last start out. Wilmington did have a 5th place finish, but it went in 1:58-2, and there is the bugle.
Horses are on the track parading the post for the 6th race. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pace, sponsored by Cooper Knoll Health and Rehab for a purse of $7,277. The 1, Just Like Lather, with Colton Noble. The 2, Cleveland Top Rookie, Alex Hawk. The 3, Z Said, with John Renard. The 4's Grace Car Legend, gets services of Dylan Fagan. The 5, Secret Fire, driver change Carson Conrad. The 6, You Do It Again with Jeff Nysonger. And starting from the second tier, Mr. McDragon, Austin Hanners in the sulky. Horses making a short score, going directly to the gate.
Number 5, Secret Fire, Carson Conrad for Jim Arledge Jr. to the 3-year-old Brown Gelding by Catch the Fire. James Russell Arledge owns 7 starts, 2/3 this year. Had a win last year. That at Kenton as a 2-year-old at 159.
You Do It Dragon, Jeff Nysonger for Mark Winners. This is, of course, a Fear the Dragon. The gelding has 13 seasonal starts, did notch a win at Scioto Downs. Mostly this horse is at Scioto Downs. This is the very first fair that he's been at this year. Last win came at Scioto in a horse and gelding non-winners of 1 and 153-3, final quarter and 27-3, and he won that just by a nose.
7, Mr. McDragon, Ryan Holton trains, Austin Hanners drives. 3-year-old bay-gutted son of Fear the Dragon, a $40,000 Ohio Select purchase 2 years ago. Jeff Falk, Adam Freedom. Hunter Holton and Ryan Holton own 3 starts this year, yet to hit the board. 7 starts last year, had a win 2 seconds, $27,000 last year. 54 at Northfield Park as a 2-year-old.
We have Carson Conrad taking up quite a few catch drives here today. Do you know Carson?
I know of him. I do an Indiana fair, Portland, Indiana. A couple years he would drive over there. His dad, Charlie Conrad.
Yep, okay.
Used to race a lot over that way. I think they came over here into Ohio. And I don't know if they're connected with Steve Carter's stable. He drove quite a bit for Steve Carter. And I believe Carson's grandpa, this is a wild guess, but I think I'm right on this, was a guy by the name of Elmer Conrad. Some of the old timers out there would know that, and they can correct me or make a comment. Elmer Conrad raced years ago at Lebanon Raceway.
Gotcha. And I say he looks young.
Yes.
But he's not really listed in
probably,
the program, so I couldn't see.
I'm going to guess 20, 21.
Here they Jeremy Moore with the call of the 6, the second division of 3-year-old Cole Pacers.
They're off and pacing from the middle of the track. Z's said, and John Renard goes for the lead. On the inside, just like Lather. Getting away third is Cleveland Top Rookie from the second tier. Mr. McDragon drops in 4th. 5th, Sweet Fire. 6th, You Do It Dragon. And off stride goes Grace Carr Legend. They head to the quarter pole. It is Z said on the front end. He's going to set the tempo just like Lather gets the pocket trip. Gap of Cleveland Top Rookie. Gap of 2 back to Mr. McDragon. Quarter and 30 seconds flat. Heading to the 3/8 pole. It's Z said on the front end. Second. Rookie looks him over third. Gap of 2 back to Mr. McDragon. First move. Here comes Secret Fire trying to follow cover. You Do It Dragon. They head to the half. It's still Z said. John Renard on the front end. Second. First move. Here comes Secret Fire. They go to the half. 1 minute, 1/5 of a second. They head to the 5A station. Z said on the front end. He's going to feel the pressure from Secret Fire now, sitting third, just like Lather on the inside. Second over. You Do It Dragon. Nysonger wanting to come 3 wide. Cleveland Top Rookie. He gets shuffled back to 5th. Third over. Here comes Mr. Mc. Head to the 3/4 pole. Z said he's got him stacked up. Second on the outside, Grace Carr Legend. 3/4 and 1:30 and 3 wide. Here comes You Do It Dragon and Jeff Nysonger. They're coming after Z said. In between horses is Secret Fire. Down the stretch they come. On the inside, Z said. 3 wide, You Do It Dragon. 4 wide. Here comes Cleveland Top Rookie and Hawk. They're battling it out on the front end. You Do It Dragon. Side, Cleveland Top Rookie. You Do It. Time of the mile, 1 flat.
Jeff Nysonger actually gets his second winner of the day. You Do It Dragon. Mark Winters trains. AWS Stable. Mark Winters own in partnership. 3 Obey Gutting by Fear the Dragon. This is a homebred. Like to see homebreds do well.
I say, played out a little bit differently than I would have expected it to. So the one who really led the mile, I think he ended up 4th as our 3-horse Z-Set. I think he ended up 4th, but it got a little tight. They all came at once, so it was a very exciting finish. But Z-Set is a nice horse as well. Has spent a lot of time on the Ohio Sire Stakes. He's already made almost $75,000 on the year. Has a mark in 151-4 at Miami Valley, and only had one start last year.
And he also is a homebred.
He is,
by Neil Leist.
And so played out a little bit differently than I would have thought. It looks like he got tired, but hey, Jeff Nysonger and the King of Fairs does what he does best. And You Do It Dragon gets his 2nd win of the season. And at his first fair. I mentioned he spends a lot of time at Scioto Downs, but finally ventured over here. Does Mark trains right out of here?
Yes.
So that's a little bit. Do you believe that there's a home field advantage to these fairs?
Oh, could be, I guess.
I think specifically with the fair tracks there are, because they're shaped different.
Yeah,
there might be dips and curves that these trainers, drivers, if they're
and the horse
horses,
actually knows too.
Exactly.
Where there's a dip or.
Here is Jeff Nysonger back in front of the grandstand.
Nysonger in the bike for trainer Mark Winters, who co-owns with AWS Stables. The big gelding by Fear the Dragon out of the Art Chips mare You Do It BB. 2nd win of the season, 3rd win lifetime. Time of the mile, 2:01 flat. Results are official for the 6th race. Number 1, Just Like Lather, 3. 2. The 3, Z-Said, 4. The 4, Grace Car Legend, 7. The 5, Secret Fire, 6. The 6, You Do It Dragon, your race winner. And the 7, Mr. McDragon, 5. 30 seconds to the quarter, 1 minute, 1/5 to the half. 3/4, 1:30-3. Time of the mile, 2:01. Top down, 3-2-4-7. 6-1, 5 on the bottom. 7th race coming up.
Jeff Nysonger there. 44 years old. I called his first win when he was probably 16, I assume, at Greenville. But one day at Greenville, he was a big John Campbell fan.
Okay.
So Jeff was only about 18 years old, and they had John Campbell come in one day. And the 4-H group, I think they had a 4-H group for harness drivers.
This was at Greenville?
Greenville.
Nice.
And John Campbell came in because Jeff was a big fan of his. John didn't drive, but we had a luncheon or a breakfast. We raced afternoon and night on a Wednesday, probably at Greenville. And John Campbell came in the Moose Lodge right across the road. We had a breakfast there, and John Campbell gave a talk. It was very interesting. I believe Niatros was there that year. And and I probably got only one of the only. Bob Nash was taking photos when Niatros was going to go for the world record, try to beat 150. Now that's nothing. It was a
that's
time
a normal. That's a normal.
Yeah, that's
5 claimer anymore at Scioto Downs.
But so he was there in a tent in the barn area, and I'd called Bob Nash, and said, "Can you get me a photo of him going across the wire, that time trial?" And I'm sure there's probably not many out, if any, besides mine.
Yeah. We have a winner.
You got a winner.
We got
What'd
a
you
winner. I have an Apple, but I couldn't tell you the last time that I used an Apple Music gift card.
But so I took that picture, and on the back side of you know how the old photos used to be, the glossy, picture.
Okay.
Can you remember that?
I think I know I think because we have albums and albums full, right? That I think I know what you're talking about.
So we had Niatros put his hoof on there, and they took an outline around his horseshoe. So. I'm sure nobody else has anything like that.
Right. We talk about the greats. We reminisce a lot.
Yeah.
Just as an industry of like, this horseman, this horse. But you ever kind of take a step back and think that we're still living in the moment of greats. Like I think of By the Missile, and like I think of all of these really, really nice horses that maybe they don't hold that nostalgia because it's current, but we are absolutely going to look back one day.
There's more. Back in, it was like Niatross, Annihilator, Albatross. He got upset though in the jug. But there might have only been one. They would just dominate everything. In today's world, it's tough to dominate.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's tough to dominate.
Yeah. Well, Doug, are you going back up or are you going to hang out?
Well, as soon as Jeremy comes back down.
You might have to pull him off the mic.
Oh, that's the way it'd be for years ago for me. Same way. I remember when Roger Houston, I announced a few races, but he sent me to Ottawa one day back in 1970 probably, because he was going to be at Lebanon in the afternoon, had to get to Putnam County Fair at Ottawa at night. He said, "Well, you go until I get there." He said, "I know I won't get there until the second race." So I did the post parade. I do the post parade, and here he comes walking across the infield. And
You're
not saying very nice things under my breath. I'm not going to get a call race today, but he let me call the first two.
Oh goodness!
If he wouldn't have let me call those first two, that would be 2 more races. He'd have about 190,000 now.
Yep. Wow.
He's amazing. I just don't know how he keeps going.
I can agree with that. But before we go to the post parade, up next we have race 7. It's going to be the second division of 3-year-old filly pacers, a field of 6. Join us back here after a brief message.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walneri, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms. When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Again, Doug.
Well, we're back here at the Fayette County Fair, on to the 7th race. Jason Moore's been calling. He's took over the 4th.
Is this going to be his 4th race?
This is going to be his 4th race, I believe. Yes. I assume he's going to call it. He's doing a great job. A fantastic job, actually. He announced his first race at Wilmington. They had 32 that day in one day, correct? Because they had a rain out.
We also had a rain out, and
Yes.
it was insane. We got, I think, post time was 11 a.m. Stephen, we were there. What time did we leave Wilmington after 32? It was a long one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jason, he does a great job. He called me about 5-6 weeks ago when he found out that he was going to call the races at Wilmington. And I told him a story. That might have been one of the first fairs I did. I did that because they raced 4 days, like in 73 and 74. Roger would do a couple days, then I would do a couple because it overlapped with Urbana.
Oh, really?
And he wouldn't want to give anything up. Everything's changed, you know.
Right.
And I can remember in 74, my wife, that's one of the years I did it, she would sit in the infield and made out wedding invitations for her wedding. But Sam McKee replaced me at Wilmington when I gave Wilmington
I didn't know that either.
Sam McKee replaced me at Wilmington.
Wow.
So, but Jeremy called me about 5 weeks ago, and I just told him to be himself, not try to get real loud, and his lingo will come. And he did a great job. He describes the race, and I think I told him you described the race like a blind person sitting in the stands, so they could picture that race, and he definitely does that. He describes that race. You could be back in the barn area and know where,
That's a good point, yeah. That's one thing I probably never want to try my hand out, so I will give the announcers all the props in the world. But I told him that he's really starting to be a jack of all trades.
He is. He can run the camera. He could do it all.
He can. He's a one-man show.
He is a one-man show.
We should just turn him loose.
Yeah.
I don't know why we show up.
Right. He could be on the PA, run the camera, and do what we're doing right here.
And he
and
trains
maybe
a little
sweep
bit.
The grandstand.
And he trains, so we could just have his horse out there too. Somebody else can drive it for him, but.
And his wife's taking pictures in the winner's circle.
Jeez.
It's a family affair.
It just keeps going, doesn't it? Checklist gets longer and longer. This is a field of 6. Got quite a few out. I actually think all 6 are out, so here's a post parade.
Yeah, we're rolling right
along.
along.
The 7th, the second division of 3-year-old filly pacers.
Horses are on the track for the 7th race, second division, 3-year-old filly pace. Purse of $4,846, sponsored by the Blue Hippo Car Wash. Number 1, Susie Cruiser with Jason Beatty. Number 2, Maddie's Delight, Carson Conrad. The 3, Legend of the Indian with Chucky Bolin. The 4, Juicy Gossip Girl with Alex Hawk. The 5, Fuddy Duddy, Roy Wilson. Rounding out the field, the 6, Mystic Terror, Jeff Nysonger in the sulky. Horses taking a short score, going directly to the gate.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at this field of 6. Jason Beatty on the 1, Susie Cruiser for Robert Warner. This is a filly by Yankee Cruiser. Did not start it last year at 2, just 2 starts this year as a sophomore. Both have been third place finishes. She did time the better mile at Wilmington in 2:01.1. This was actually bred, Susie Cruiser was actually bred by Steve and Tammy Carter and is now owned by Steve Amsball of Union City, Ohio.
Number 2 is Maddie's Delight, Carson Conrad. Talked about his age, Ashley, moments ago. He's 20 years old. Steve Carter trains. 3-year-old bay filly by Lather Up. SCP stable of Georgia owns a winner once this year. 13 wins last year, 93,000, 110,000 lifetime. Took a mark as a 2-year-old at 153-4 at Sauda Downs.
3 in the bike of Legend of the Indian, Brian Haynes trains. This is a bit of a legend filly owned by Indian Springs Farms of Jones, Ohio. Very light, started as a 2-year-old, only 1 single start at Wilmington this year as a sophomore. She did end up 6th, so just out of the money, but went in 2:04, 2 minutes 4/5.
Number 4, Juicy Gossip Girl, Alex Hawk for Brian Georges, 3-year-old bay filly by Western Finish. $15,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. Has 4 lifetime wins, 21,202 as a 2-year-old at Greenville.
Fuddy Duddy is the 5, Roy Wilson in the bike for trainer-owner Tommy Jones, who also co-owns with Trotter J. Jarnbro of Germantown, Ohio. This is a Fear the Dragon filly.
6 is Mystic Terror, Jeff Nysonger for Dan O'Mara, 3-year-old bay filly by Fear the Dragon. They're at the gate. Let's go to Jeremy Moore to give us the call.
They're off and pacing from the center of the track. Juicy Gossip Girl goes for the lead on the inside. Maddie's Delight getting away 3rd. Susie Cruiser dropping in 4th is Fuddy Duddy. 5th on the inside, Legend of the Indian. 6th on the outside, Mystic Terror. They head down, maintains the lead by 2 over Maddie's Delight. Gap of 5 back to Susie Cruiser sitting 3rd. 4th, Fuddy Duddy. 5th, Mystic Terror, and trailing the field, Legend of the Indian. They go past the quarter in 29, 4/5 second. Alex Hawk's got Juicy Gossip Girl setting the tempo. 2nd, Maddie's Delight. 3rd, still gap of 5, back to Susie's Cruiser. They head past the 3/8, first to move. Here comes Fuddy Duddy. Jeff Nysonger's going to follow her with Mystic Terror. Legend of the Indian trails. They come in front of the stands for the first time. Juicy Gossip Girl with the lead. Hawk's trying to tap the brakes a little bit. Maddie's Delight 2nd. Third on the outside is Fuddy Duddy. Halftime, 59 4/5 seconds. They head to the 5/8. It's Juicy Gossip Girl with the lead. On the inside, Maddie's Delight. First over, Fuddy Duddy. Getting second over trip, Mystic Terror. Fifth, shuffled back, Susie Cruiser, Legend of the Indian Trails. They go down to the backside. It's still Juicy Gossip Girl with the lead. Fuddy Duddy's got to his wheel, but hasn't got any closer. Getting the pocket trip, Maddie's Delight. Carson Conrad, he's going to look for daylight. 3 wide. Here comes Jeff Nicesonger and Mystic Terror. 3/4 and 130 flat. Hawk says go, and here they come around the final turn. Juicy Gossip Girl with the lead. Here comes Maddie's Delight. She's popped the pocket, and down the stretch they come. Juicy Gossip Girl on the inside. Maddie's Delight looked her in the eye, went right on by. It's going to be Maddie's Delight opening up for Carson Conrad. Second, Juicy Gossip Girl. Fuddy Duddy third, Mystic Terror fourth. Time of the mile, 1:59 4/5.
1:59 and 4. That was all Maddie's Delight. Talk about the perfect pocket trip. Carson Conrad going to go and give her that drive. This just makes the Maddie's Delight. Her first one came actually up at Northfield in the Buckeye Stallion Series. So she's a little bit all over the place. Races quite a bit in the BSS, and of course has been around the fairs so far this season. Very tough filly in herself. She was huge on the circuit last year. The Buckeye for Maddie's Delight. As Doug had mentioned, she made $93,000 last year as a 2-year-old and has upped her earnings to well over 110 with the win today. Just 3 starts back. She actually went a mile at Scioto in the BSS. Wasn't a winner. She was second by half of a length, but went a mile in the BSS and won 51 and 2 of the final quarter in 28. Really showed her professionalism out here today with the trip that Carson gave her. Trained by Steve Carter. I do not think we will be blessed with his presence. Doesn't look like he's going to be out here today unless I'm missing him. But here they come back into the winner's circle. Our winner of the 7th race in 1:59 and 4.
The 7th race, number 2, Maddie's Delight. 3-year-old filly by Lather Up out of the Western Hanover mare Moonlight Delight. Owned by SCP Stables. Incorporated out of Georgia. Steve Carter trains Carson Conrad in the bike. Second win this year for Maddie's Delight. Time of the mile, 1:59 4/5. Results are official for race number 7. The 1, Susie Cruiser, 5. The 2, Maddie's Delight, your winner. The 3, Legend of the Indian, 6. The 4, Juicy Gossip Girl, 2. The 5, Fuddy Duddy, 3. And the 6, Mystic Terror, 4. 29 and 4 to the quarter, 59 and 4 to the half. 1:30 3/4. Time of the mile, 1:59 4/5. Top down, 5:16 2:34. Race number 8 coming up.
I'm trying to listen to Jeremy. I think we only have one driver's change for race 8, but what that means is we are more than halfway through our card. So far, we have only Jeff Nicesonger and Luke Hanners doubled up for our drivers, and Mark Winners currently leads with 2 wins under the training sector. So moving on to race 8, the second division of 3-year-old filly trotters, a purse of $6,691. So with that, a field of 6, I will introduce you after a brief message.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's OHHA.com.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
We are back here in Washington Courthouse at the Fayette County Fair. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon. Now I'm going to head into race 8. But before we look at the field, Jeremy is back.
I'm back.
You are back. We heard you. We heard you plenty when
yeah.
you were gone. So how did it feel? Is it feeling like, are you more confident as you keep going, or?
A little bit, yeah. It took me a race or two to kind of, because what was different from here to Wilmington was the view.
Funny enough, I asked Doug about that. So tell us what you were really seeing, because right here we're pretty blocked.
Yes. So it was okay up there. I mean, you can see the entire track. Over at Wilmington, I had so many blind spots in the judges stand in the middle of the infield there. But here it wasn't bad. I could see everything. It's still finding. Doug told me just keep it basic. The catchphrases and stuff will come a little bit later on. And I got Chris Santa Catarina up there. He's like, hey, he said, man, you need to get some police sayings in it or something.
Lord.
I'm like, yeah, yes, I could, but I'm like, yeah, let's just keep it basic for now. Let me get a few things. I have come up with a couple. I just haven't been able to use them yet.
I'll say you've done a very, very good job. And so what's the plan? You just want to keep this like at the fairs, just a little bit of hobby like here and there?
Yeah, for the most part. You know, if somebody calls me up, I'm not going to turn them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan. I like doing the OHHA stuff. Sorry, the wife pestering me.
We're always doing a million things and we're trying to talk at the same time.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's Doug asked me this morning, he said, you want to do a couple? I'm like, sure. So I get up there. He said, yeah, now's till I come back.
Oh.
And Lisa up there said, when's Doug coming back? I'm paying him. She's just joking, but
it was funny because we were sitting there. He's like, "Well, I don't really know how many Jeremy's doing." I was like, "Well, Doug, I said, do you want me to run up there and I can go ask?" He's like, "Oh no, I'll just go." So he set you up. He set you up.
Because I said my retirement job is going to be judging horse racing or announcing. I said I'd love to try announcing.
What a great retirement job. That's 24/7.
Yes. I said, I can't be a cop forever, so. And then they asked him to be the associate judge at the Clinton County Fair. And, of course, Brian George is announced, and Alan works for Brian. And he asked Brian if he could be the judge, and Brian said, well, here's the issue. We race a lot of horses those days.
Yeah.
He said both of us can't be in the judges' stand. So then a light bulb clicked with Alan.
Oh.
He's like, hey, if I can get Jeremy to announce. Of course, Brian's like, has he ever done it before? He's like,
no.
I don't know, but – so I'm like, yeah, I will do it. So Alan can be judge, and Brian goes back, and
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So I watched OHHA stuff. I did the replays, at home by myself, watching them on YouTube, put it up on the TV, and that's how I practiced.
So you're pretty much self-taught and asked Doug for a few pointers.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Very cool.
I blew up his phone the week before.
Hey, that's all right.
Yep.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, and that's what I admire people that can just get out and do it, because it's not easy.
It's not
scary for yourself, right? Because you have expectations, so you feel a ton of pressure, and then also not all the time, but sometimes this industry is hard to please.
It is.
You know,
you make somebody mad regardless, but that's my job too, so
good
that
point.
doesn't bother me.
You're used to that.
Yeah, I was so. Let's look at the 8th race here real fast, and then we'll.
I say I can't tell. Some are out. I can't tell if Doug's yet or not. So I think we're missing. There we go. We'll throw it up to Doug.
8th race. Racing Association 3-year-old filly trot, second division, $6,691. Sponsored by Merchants National Bank. These are the horses. Number 1 is SLF Time Prize. Make the driver Colton Noble. Number 2, Money Shot. Luke Anders drives. Roy Wilson driving at 3, Hollow Hill Magic. Number 4, Plucky Pammy T with Jeff Nicesonger. 5 is Sunrise Instead, driven by Alex Hawk. And number 6, GB Flex. Casey Kelly in her sulky. Horse to take 1 score and go to the gate.
Well, we will roll right through them. However, I did not see the one on the track. We did not give him the post parade, but I think he said we're going to have another driver change. Colton Noble now in the bike for Scott Ferguson. SLF Time Prize. No starts last year, but has 5 seasonal starts. Most recently did notch a 3rd place finish at Lebanon in 2:03.2. This is a filly by Enterprise. Just a couple years ago, she was a $5,000 purchase out of the Buckeye Classic.
The 2 is Money Shot. I think that's Austin out there.
Oh, you know, funny enough, I didn't even.
Yeah, it's on the back, so I can't see. It's either Austin or Luke. Rory Moore trains and owns the Muscle Up the Goal Bay filly. The Cash Hall mare, Rapid Cash. She's got 3 starts this year, had 14 starts last year. You have to find the winner's circle. Coming off of a couple breaks, so it looks like raced okay at Circleville, but just can't seem to get out of the gate.
Hollow Hill Magic, Roy Wilson in the bike for Tammy Hartman, who also co-owns this filly with Karen Zupata of Vine Grove, Kentucky. This is a Muscle Up the Goal. 2 back at Wilmington. She was a wire-to-wire winner in 2:05.1. Another one did not start at 2. Has 7 starts as a sophomore with that 1 win and an additional 3rd place finish.
The 4, Plucky Pammy T with Jeff Nicesonger. Brett Swartz trains and co-owns with Billy Bean, Dylan Fagan, Racehorse Express. Long Tom filly out Southwind Eileen mare. Meadowbrook Sheila. She's got 9 starts this year. You have to find the winner's circle. Did have a couple wins last year. Coming off a 2nd place finish at Wilmington, 2-1-2.
5 horse is Sunrise Instead. Alex Hawk in the bike for Earl Owens, who trains for Richard Owens of MacArthur, Ohio. This is a brown filly by Volstead out of a Swan for All mare, Sunset Girl. Another one did not start at 2. How do I keep finding these horses that did not start at 2? This is really. Do you have lines for? No.
Nope.
Say. Was it Wellston? We don't really have lines, so unpredictable what we might see out of here today.
Yeah, that was the race. I think there was an accident and no contest.
No contest, okay.
And then rounding out the field, JB Flex with Roy Burns. Trains, co-owns with Joan Burns. Flex the Muscle filly out of the John Bromare Touch of Bling. She's only had 1 start. She was in the over at Wellston the other night. That was in the accident. I don't think she was in the accident, but they called a no contest. Had a 4th place finish over at Wilmington. That was her only start this year. So, field of 6. We got a few X's on the program here, but.
Well, because we had so many, I mean, everything I introduced didn't start at all at 2, so might as well just consider those babies, right?
Much,
pretty green
yes.
horses that are still trying to figure it out, and then you've got filly trotters to boot. So
yeah.
We are slowly gathering. I still have not seen the one out. There we go.
Yep.
Way in the corner there. Colt Noble is on the 1 SLF Timel Prize. And I think that is, I can't see, look, my eyes are going bad already. I think that is Luke.
It's Luke.
I think it is Luke on the 2.
Yeah. I knew it was a Hanners kid. So it's good of them to come down here to the fairs.
Well, they grew up around here, right?
Yes. Yeah, they did. Brad, their dad was from here and stuff. So a lot of family with the Hanners and the Smiths and here in Courthouse. Of course, Brad taken from us too soon.
Yes.
He was.
I know Wentz was one on my dad's horse.
Was he?
Yep. Okay. But here we go, a field of 6 for race 8. Let's throw it up to Doug Ballinger.
Rough and trotting Hollow Hill Magic going right to the front. Plucky Pammy T comes out in second. SLF Timo Prize racing third, racing fourth as they race around the turn. That's Money Shot into the turn to the opening eighth. JB Flex racing fifth and trailing the field as they head down the backside. Sunrise instead going on over to the opening quarter. Roy Wilson and Hollow Hill Magic show the way. 2-hole trip to Plucky Pammy T. 2.5 back to SL Timo Prize third. Racing four as they race on over to the opening quarter is Money Shot around the turn fifth. JB Flex and trailing the field is Sunrise instead by the quarter in 31 and 2/5 on the 3/8 they go, showing the way. Hollow Hill Magic nose to helmet for Plucky Pammy T. Trotting third, SLS Timo Prize. Racing fourth is Money Shot. JB Flex is fifth, and trailing is Sunrise instead. They're halfway home, front to back, separated by 8 lengths. First to move, here comes Luke Hanners. Money Shot on the outside. Casey Kelly, JB Flex will pick up the cover of Money Shot. We got 3 in, 3 out. The outer flow develops as they head on over to the 5/8. Hollow Hill Magic has them halfway home. 103 and 4/5 to the 3/4 they trot. Right there second, Plucky Pammy T. Money Shot first up is third. JB Flex racing fourth on the outside. And Casey Kelly will have to come 3 wide. SLF's Timo Prize to the inside. Sunrise instead trails the field. They're into the far turn. Hollow Hill Magic at the 3/4 in 136. They circle the far turn, and they're coming after the leader, Hollow Hill Magic. Money Shot on the outside's only a half a length off. Plucky Pammy T to the inside. JB Flex the outside. Sunrise instead. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It's Money Shot closing on the outside. Hollow Hill Magic and Roy Wilson. Money Shot second. Plucky Pammy T home third. The mile 2:05 3/5.
2:05 and 3. Hollow Hill Magic. Was that pretty much wire to wire?
Pretty much, yes. Jeff popped out of there going to the quarter, coming out of the first turn there, like he wanted the front, and Roy wasn't going to cut him. Last quarter in 29 and 3.
That is the second seasonal and lifetime win for Hollow Hill Magic. Was bred by Galyers Racing. Must have been a private sale. Tammy Hartman and co-owner Karen Zapata of Vine Grove.
Looked like probably was going to be a winner last time at Wellston. Like I said, that was
the
no contest there, and then went gate to wire over at Wilmington with Roy Wilson in the bike.
Were you at Wellston, or were you just Didn't you say you had a horse in or Wellston?
I raced Friday.
Okay.
There, and then Saturday I was busy, and finally got to watch him on the TV there. So. Yeah.
Looks like our golf cart is coming over. Still waiting for Roy to make his way back. She seems like a little distance, but she looks like a small filly, doesn't she?
She does, doesn't? Yeah. Nah.
Here we go.
Go. You went to the 8th race, 2nd Division Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old filly trot. Number 3, Hollow Hill Magic. The 3-year-old bay filly by Muscle up the goal out of the Broadway Hall mare. Getaway Hanover, second of the season for Hollow Hill Magic. Trotting a mile 2:05 at 3/5. Roy Wilson drives. Tammy Hartman owns in partnership and trains. Karen Sue Zarpa of Grove, Kentucky. Race sponsored by Merchants National Bank. Results are official. Number 1, SLF, Timo Prize 6. Number 2, Money Shot 2. 3, Hollow Hill Magic, winner of the 4, Plucky Pammy T 3. 5, Sunrise instead 4, the 6, JB Flex 5. The time 2:05 3/5. Fractions at 31 and 2, 103 and 4, 136. Top down read 621 345 on the bottom. 9th race up next.
I'm going to have to go home and take a look at Sunrise instead. Was a $25,000 purchase originally from the Blooded Horse Sale, so I'm going to say there's some breeding behind that filly. When I see Instead and Volstead now, I'm like, I wonder if there's some Sugar Instead somewhere.
Could be, yes.
I don't remember Sugar Instead's mommy though. But anyway, regardless, for that horse specifically, maybe Earl is okay. She got around there, did get a decent check, 4th place check. Because there for a minute I thought she was going to run on Alex.
Yeah, I think the only one that ran in there was Colton Rail Horse.
Yep.
On 3/4 pole. So, all right.
What's up next?
What we got? We got the 2nd division 2-year-old trotting colts. Field of 5 going to the gate here. Purse almost field of 5 going to the gate here. Purse almost $7,000. So we'll take a look at that and chat a little bit more here after a few words from our sponsors.
Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Woo, headed into race 9 of 13 here in Washington Courthouse. The weather is held up beautifully for us. We had a little bit of a cloud burst earlier. The track is it looks a little wet on the, technically it should be the pylon, right?
Yes.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Not the fastest, but it's safe.
It is.
And we're getting some decent miles. We've had some below 2 minutes, sub 2 minute miles out. The hill owned out of Washington Courthouse by the CT Stables LLC. This is pretty much the very first start. We do have a qualifier on the lines at Scioto Downs. Ended up 4th there in 2:03 flat. Gary D. Gator was a $24,000 purchase out of the Ohio selected sale.
The 2 is Fully Naughty. He's going to get the services of Alston Hanners for trainer Jessica Smith and owner Amelia Smith over in Xenia. The full count gelding out of the Conway Hall mare, Kinda Naughty. 2 starts this year. We'll figure out this trotting thing yet. We see a lot of X's on there.
Our 3 horse is Whistle on the Wind Alex Hawk for Earl Owens. And I'm going to throw it up to Doug for the post parade.
Colt Racing Association 2-year-old colt trot. This is the 2nd division for $6,950. Sponsored by Courthouse Manor in St. Catharines. A field of 5. Austin Hanners to drive the 2. Fully Naughty. These are the horses. Number 1 is Gary the Gator, driven by Jason Beatty. Number 2, Fully Naughty, Austin Hanners drives. The 3, Whistle on the Wind, driven by Alex Hawk. Number 4 is Perfect.
Back. He trains here in Courthouse, and we get along. Now, he bought this horse privately off of Mary Jo Brini Bros.
With the MJs. When I see the MJs.
Yep. He wanted he had bought the Kefire colt and wanted something to run with it.
Okay.
So he bought that. And the In Ranges, the only thing I've heard about them, they seem to be doing all right this year.
That's what I was going to say, is that they're coming on the scene kind of hot.
And the ones that are having issues, everybody says it's in between their ears.
Really?
Yeah, everybody says they remind you of Deep Chips.
We had Deep Chip.
I know you did.
Did you know that?
I did.
We never kept studs, ever. But Deep Chip was one of the only ones we ever kept a stud. He threw some decent horses.
Did. I had 2 of them.
Did you?
Yeah. And they was in between the ears. Was a little.
Deep Chip, so we had him, and then we kept a couple of his babies. I know my Chip. We was a homebred. This is our claim to fame. Only millionaire we ever bred.
Was it?
Yep. But here we go. Up to Doug for race 9.
The rough-in trotting, whistle on the wind, goes right to the front. Perfect range between horses, whistle on the wind, jumps it off the off stride. MJ's Pay Protege on the outside as they race around the turn. Off stride is Fully Naughty. On the inside, Gator to Gator. Down the backside they go. Perfect range and Jeff Nicesonger show the way. MJ Pay Protege racing fourth off stride is Fully Naughty, and after that break, Whistle on the Wind trails the field. Trotting by the opening quarter in at 32 3/5. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. Showing the way, perfect range. 2-year-old Pay Goddard, son of In Range, has the lead and has it by a length. MJ's Pay Protege right there second. Gary the Gator is third. Whistle on the Wind races fourth. Fully Naughty off stride trails the field. They pass the stand for the first time and come on over to the half. Perfect range. Jeff Nicesonger, the leaders. MJ Pay Protege racing second. Gary the Gator third. Whistle on the Wind is fourth. Fully Naughty trails the field. They're halfway home in 105. They race on over to the 5/8, and it's Nicesonger in perfect range with the lead. They'll guide them on over to off stride. MJ's Protege, and off stride was the leader. Perfect range on the outside. Whistle on the Wind heads right to the front. Gary the Gator in chase is second. Racing third. Perfect range. MJ's Protege, and the traitor is Fully Naughty as they race to the 3/4. Whistle on the Wind has the lead into the far turn. Second is Gary the Gator. 3/4, 138 3 around the far turn. Alex Hawk, Whistle on the Wind, the leader by 3. Second, Gary the Gator, and comes to the outside. MJ's Protege, perfect range, Fully Naughty. Their way home, the leader is Whistle on the Wind. Gary the Gator coming after that leader. Gary the Gator just keeps on coming. But it's Whistle on the Wind. Gary the Gator, MJ's Protege home third. The time, 2:10. 1/5.
Well, I said there was a lot of X's in that race.
Yeah.
Guess what? They added a lot more.
I think the only one that stayed truly flat was our one horse, right? He stayed
Beatty?
flat.
I think so.
I think Jason
Yep.
Beatty and Gary DeGator are the only ones that stayed flat. It was kind of a chain reaction there. Going in out of the third turn, our leader, perfect range, made a break, and therefore I think that's really what caused the 5 to make a break. If we were watching, trying to watch as closely as we could with our bleachers in the way, but so it was kind of a chain reaction. Of course, I think it was the 3 broke right out of the gate, and the 2 was shortly after that. So lots of learning left to do for this field of horses, but still, even though the break out of the gate, Whistle on the Wind was our winner, and I thought he was going to make a break in the final turn too.
He looked a little rough.
Got a little steppy there on Alex.
Gives Earl Owings first win of the day for him. He's got old Arbin in here in a little bit.
Next.
Is next?
Yep. Yeah. That is a very nice horse in himself. But what was I going to say? Oh, we'll see him when he comes back around. I don't think that horse wore anything. That trotter did not have. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. I don't think he wears a thing.
I've only seen one trotter not wear trotting boots.
Yeah, am I crazy? No, he does not wear.
Yeah, but he's got trotting boots on.
Does he?
Yeah.
I can't see it. How do you even see? Oh, you're right. I see. I didn't even see those.
Don't Colt Trot, number 3, on the Wind. The 2-year-old Bagel, the son of What the Hill, out of the Cantab Hall mare. Can Frisco. Richard L. Owings, MacArthur, Ohio. Earl Owings trains Alex Hawk in the sulky. The mile 2:10, 1/5. This race sponsored by Courthouse Manor and St. Catharines. Here's the way they finished the ninth. Number 1, Gary DeGator, 2. Number 2, Fully Naughty, 5. The 3, Whistle on the Wind, the winner. Number 4, Perfect Range, 4. Number 5, MJ Peg's Protege, 3. The time, 2:10, 1/5. 2 fractions of 32 3. 105, 138 3. Top down reads 251, 4, 3 on the bottom. 10th race up next. Scratch number 5, 4 more years.
So I talked to Earl before I came over here. I asked him when did he start And he said 1975 is when he started in the business. And if I remember right, your dad drove a lot of horses for him.
Yes.
At the raceways. So, yeah, Earl said he's been based here in Ohio the whole time. The only time he left was with the old world champion Scimitar.
Oh, I know Earl, like he was a family friend before anything else. My dad was really big into like coon hunting. We had hound dogs, and that was something that they shared.
Yep. So cool. All right, well, we got 9 down. We got 4 to go here. 10th race coming up is the Signature Series pace. And we'll see Earl's big horse, Arbin, coming out of the 2-hole here. 8 of them in it. So we're going to – oh, no, we got a scratch.
We do have a scratch.
We do have a scratch.
So scratch down to a field of 7. However, we still will have 2 trailers.
Yep. So we'll take a look at that and talk a little bit more after a few words from our sponsors.
Do you love horses and the outdoors? There are hundreds of immediate openings across Ohio for caretakers and grooms. Work with these beautiful animals every day. Health insurance, vision care, prescription benefits, and a retirement plan are available to those that qualify. Help care for these beautiful animals. Immediate openings across Ohio. For more information, visit OhioHorseJobs.com. That's OhioHorseJobs.com.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs for the partial futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Race 10.
Coming up.
We're getting there.
Yep, Signature Series pace.
We're only just 2 hours, 10 minutes exactly.
Yep.
And we're through them. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon at the Fayette County Fair. What should have been yesterday's card in the community we are today.
Yep.
And the weather has cooperated in the tracks.
Once again, like I say, thanks to Brett Schwartz, Mark Winters, Larry Six, and Chuck Bolin. They've put a lot of hours in from last night.
Behind me, the Schwartzes are here.
Yep.
Well, we should say Brett Schwartz, not Brett Schwartz is here. So Jessica and Randy.
No, they train over at Xenia.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I thought they were here. Did they used to be here?
No.
Maybe I'm just crazy. Anyway, gotcha. So Brett Schwartz is here. Mark Winters is here. Who else is here full time?
Van Roden's got Bucky Trout's got a handful. The little stables like myself. Bird's got C. Bolin.
Gotcha.
So not C. Bolin.
Gotcha.
So not like it used to be. I mean, a couple years ago, not like it used to be. I mean, a couple years ago, like Mark and Jeff Smith, they had stalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, every stall was full, but kind of got a few empty stalls right now.
Because you guys do have quite a lot of barns, though, for your racehorse barns. That's not really the case at many county fairs anymore.
No, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on is if you come here and race, you've got a stall.
Especially for the Signature Series that is coming up. You always get some nice older horses. Yeah. Our pace is up first. I think, do we have our Signature Series today?
Yep.
Yes, we do. But our pace is going to be up first. And if I remember, isn't this something specific?
It has in the past. I don't sponsor this year.
Well, usually, when I say in our Huff's Guide, it is known as the McKinley Pace. Yep. We do not have that on our program today, but in the Huff's Guide, our Signature Series Pace is the McKinley Kirk today. But in the Huff's Guide, our Signature Series Pace is the McKinley Kirk. We talked a little bit earlier about some of the really nice horses. Men that have come out of the county here, and I can't remember. So we the county here. And I can't remember. So we write our little history pieces. It's been probably 2 or 3 years since I've done that, but we should have played them this year just because they talk about McKinley Kirk and Major Mallow and all of the things. And do you have any history on those? Top of your head?
Not a whole lot. I know they're from the New Holland area, which is kind of the border of Fayette and Pickaway County.
Okay.
Yeah, the Kirk family was before I got started in this. Had a couple left over. Had Kenny Mack is what I always called him. I can't think of his actual name. And then Bruce Kirk, who was on the fair board here for a little bit. They kept a horse here and there and stuff, but I think the farm's been sold off or rented out for.
Right.
But as far as the history of that was before my time.
Well, next year we'll have to be on top of it because I know that those pieces are played in our history commercials, clips, whatever we want to call them. So we'll have to stay on top of it. But this is a very full field. It has been scratched down to 7, but regardless, we will still have 2 trailing 8. Weston Trains of New Carlisle, Ohio. He only has 1 start so far on the year, and that came at Wilmington. He's taken about half of a year off. So far. This has been a very nice horse. Over his lifetime, he starts 18 wins, 9 seconds, 13 finishes to make over $237,000.
The 2, just a nice animal, if not a little better, is art about him. Alex Hawk gets the drive for trainer Earl Owings. Richard Owings, his brother, owns the McCardle 6-year-old gelding. He started over at Wellston the other night in the signature series over there, setting a track record in 56-1. Last year he went for the track record and just missed it, but this year he was able to do that pretty handily. 119 lifetime starts, 24 wins, 26 seconds, 15 third-place finishes. He's made over $302,000 and took a mark last year, lifetime of 49-1.
Turn Me Loose, Austin Hanners in the bike for Ty Van Roden. This is a 7-year-old gelding by If I Can Dream. 21 starts on the year and has hit the board 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So here we go. I don't want to say I heard Doug calling the post parade. I don't want to get started as the one comes in front of the stands. There we go.
These are the horses for the 10th race, Signature Series pace. John Hinder Ford, purse of $5,000, scratched down to a field of 7 with a scratch of the 5 for more years. Conley Newberry, the 1, Western ready. Number 2's Arbin, driven by Alex Hawk. Austin Hanners driving a 3, Turn Me Loose. Number 4, Shanny Wiggles with Jeff Nicesonger. 5 is scratch. Number 6, Big Booty Rudy, Luke Hanners. 7, Ollie's Rockin', Michael Richardson Jr. In number 8, Johnny Seat Drop, Colton Noble in the sulky. What's it take 1 score and go to the gate?
Me loose, I misspoke. So 21 starts on the year, has hit the board 9 times. His most recent win came 3 back at Scioto Downs in a 75 claimer and won 52-3. Never thought I'd live in the life where a 75 claimer is going that fast, but that is the case. Lifetime, he has 16 wins, 15 seconds, 16 third place finishes for $124,000 on the bankroll.
The 4 is Shanny Wiggles for Jeff Nicesonger. Brett Schwartz trains for Dr. Nick Fulkerson here in Washington Courthouse. 5-year-old Mr. Wiggles. He's got 3 starts this year. Had 30 starts last year as a 4-year-old. Made over $19,000. Took a mark of 54-1 over at the Meadows. Last 4 starts out of 61 wins. Coming off a 7th place finish there at Scioto. Looks like he's been pacing around 53, 55 up there.
5 is a scratch. Our 6 is Big Booty Rudy. Luke Hanners in the bike for Randy Smith. This is a 9-year-old gelding by Big Bad John, owned by Jessica and Amelia Smith of Xenia. Lifetime, this horse has been kind of a monster. He's made over $359,000 in 225 starts, 33 wins, 41 seconds, 33 third place finishes. He does have a lifetime mark. He set at 4 years old at Dayton Raceway in 150-4. His last win came wire to wire at Scioto Downs in a condition, and that was about 3 starts back at mile in 150-4.
That's under Warhorse. He's one of those that fits that definition. So let's lock in with Michael Richardson Jr. Kenneth Hurst owns and trains a 7-year-old Rockin' Image gelding. He's got 15 starts this year, coming off of a win over at Wilmington in the Signature Series. Made over $7,000 this year. 1-56 over there. Was over there. Actually, I called the race, and yeah, they got a perfect trip and pulled off a big upset.
Rounding out the field is the